Welcome everyone to the introduction of Prism Influence Tips. This is the first in a series of videos where we'll have some fun exploring the science, process, and skills of influence that can help you in both your professional and personal life. So why influence? That's a big question to answer quickly. We'll cover what influence is and how it can help you during this series of videos. Influence can help you unlock doors, overcome obstacles, and bring you great success. It can have a dramatic positive effect on your life, regardless of your age, occupation, or current wealth. Influence can be beneficial to anyone. It can help if you're a leader or a follower, a parent or a child, or if you're single or have a significant other. It's essential for just about any position where you're responsible for communicating with and dealing with others. We could spend hours discussing how influence can help different people in different situations, but what's most important is how influence can help you. I thought it might be easier to understand the impact of influence if I shared a story of what influence looks like, something fun and visual with objects that you're familiar with. For example, think for a moment about the Ace of Spades. It's probably the most influential card in the deck of cards. When you ask someone to think of a card, the Ace of Spades is often the first card that comes to mind. Why is that? Well, maybe it has to do with its fancy design, or perhaps because it has both the highest and the lowest value in a deck of cards. Whatever the reason, this is a story about how this memorable ace used influence to make a difference. Now, there once was a group of people in an organization who were remarkable and extraordinary individuals. However, their performance as a group was good, but not great. The Ace of Spades noticed that they appeared somewhat blue on the outside. This was much different from the Ace of Spades, who was red hot with passion. Perhaps the cards were blue because they didn't really appear unique on the inside. You see, they all looked blank and similar. So the Ace of Spades was determined to make a difference. He knew he would need some help though. So he summoned up his trusted friend, the Ace of Hearts. She was influential because of her big heart. She was genuine and able to connect with people very quickly. So as the two aces talked, they realized that they were going to need some additional support. So they swiftly summoned up their partners, the Ace of Diamonds, whose wealth was a reflection of her hard work and effort, and the Ace of Clubs, who was known for speaking softly, but carrying a big stick. As the four aces talked, it became clear that they could help the people by sharing their tips on influence. So they first discussed their plan with the leaders. The Ace of Diamonds went and summoned up her leaders, the King and Queen of Diamonds. Then the Ace of Clubs also quickly summoned up his King and Queen. The Ace of Hearts, who was always a bit of show-off, was able to have her leaders arrive even faster. You could see from the expressions on the King and Queen's faces that they had been working hard, striving for success while trying to survive. The aces explained to their leaders how nothing gets done without influence, and they wanted to help the people by sharing their knowledge of it. Unfortunately, the leaders were exhausted and overwhelmed, and they couldn't hear the message. The King and Queens of Diamonds said, "We are rich enough, we just don't have time for this." And as the conversation went round and round and round, the Ace of Diamonds quickly disappeared. The King and Queen of Clubs also rejected the idea, declaring, "We're already strong and successful, and we're too busy now, but we'll consider this maybe later on." And quicker than a snap of your finger, the Ace of Clubs vanished. Finally, the King and Queen of Hearts said, "We've already done a great job. Everyone is so busy, and there's not much more we can do to be successful." And just as quickly as the King and Queen appeared, the Ace of Hearts was nowhere to be found. Watching the events unfold, the Ace of Spades realized the leaders needed more time to understand the potential of influence. So the Ace of Spades quickly thanked the King and the Queen of Diamonds for their time, and he bid them farewell. He also thanked the Queen and the King of Clubs for their time. And in a flash, they were on their way. Finally, he thanked the King and the Queen of Hearts for their visit. And they also rapidly returned to their busy schedule. But what happened to the aces? Where did they go? Concerned about his colleagues, the ace of spades wasted no time to pull them back together again. Now, the ace of spades realized something he had overlooked before. You see, the other aces still needed some help because they were still a bit blue. With a quick refresher on influence, in no time, you could see their transformation. Now, energized with a more compelling message for the leaders, the aces wasted no time. They quickly reconvened their leaders. And now the leaders understood the power of influence. You could easily see the change in the expression on the leaders' faces. The change occurred both on their inside as well as on their outside. Now I'm sure you can imagine what happened next. The positive influence of the aces and their leaders quickly had a profound effect on the organization. The results were impressive. People found their red-hot passion. The ace of spades also knew that this change on their outside was a direct result of the change that had occurred on the inside. You see, people now had an identity and a sense of purpose. Sure, they were still cards, but each had their unique colors and distinct characteristics that re-energized the organization and brought it to a whole new level of success. People now understood that they had the ability to accomplish amazing things that they previously thought were not possible. Outsiders saw these remarkable changes and began asking, how do I do the same? Where do I begin? So, the Queen of Hearts asked the aces, what do you think is the first and most important step in this influence process? In a flash, the aces spelled out the answer. They said, it all begins with you. And that's what these influence tips are all about, you. The purpose of these videos is to share fundamental, powerful truths about the science, process, and skills of influence, empowering you to become more aware of them and incorporate them into your personal and professional life as you choose. If you find value in this video, please like, subscribe, and join our mailing list to stay informed about other upcoming videos and resources on influence. In the meantime, if you'd like to delve deeper into influence and its implications for you, feel free to visit our website at influenceothers.com. If you're a leader seeking to help your team, please visit us at prismperform.com. Prism is the only company that teaches all three components of influence: the science, the process, and the skill sets. We also offer a simple and cost-effective survey to help you diagnose the needs of your team and where to begin. If you have interest in our training, keynote presentations, or consulting services, don't hesitate to visit our website and send us a note. Thanks everyone, and I really look forward to seeing you all again in our next influence video. Have a great day.